person with a brain and a beating heart.
Yes, sir.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as CSAM.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Reid.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Even death won't give you a free pass from justice. Bondi says the FBI is reviewing thousands of pieces of evidence related to the Epstein files.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child, and there are hundreds of victims, and no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that.
Outkick.com founder Clay Travis. All right, Clay, so we always knew they seized the servers, the laptops, the computers, the phones. They've had it for years. And we expected them to review it because it's not just Epstein teenagers, it's Epstein and his compatriots doing God knows what to God knows who. Why is this taking so long?
I think if you take Attorney General Pam Bondi at her word, who still is relatively new in office, it would probably be because there's so many minds involved and they want to try and figure out who those minds are. Now, I've always said that it didn't strike me as very likely that there wasn't something going on here from an intelligence perspective, where this is my theory. Epstein was potentially working for a foreign intelligence agency, maybe also for American intelligence agencies, getting compromising material on so many different people in positions of prominence. That's still the thing that makes the most sense to me. And I know everybody has theories on it, Jesse, but come on. In a proof wing of a New York City a place to be held, the cameras aren't working, everybody goes to sleep. This entire case stinks to the high heavens. And I think what it represents more than anything else is just a loss of trust in people of positions of power. And we need as much of this information out as soon and as rapidly and as honestly as can possibly be.
Well, what happens if nothing ever comes out? What happens if there's no more arrests? I mean, Epstein's dead. You can't arrest him. I mean, are people going to be satisfied with that?
No, I don't think so. And I think the reality is a lot of people will believe that people in positions of power were protected, that there's a different standard of justice for the rich and powerful than there is for everyone else in America. And so I think that's why we need sort of a full release, no more kind of hiding the ball respectively in the way that this story is covered. Let's get the full fruition of the information out there while protecting, which I think is what's going on here right now, while protecting the privacy of a lot of innocent victims that were taken advantage of by Epstein and his colleagues.
And everyone ditched R. Kelly. Okay. Now, there's a huge difference, though, between R. Kelly's fans and friends and Diddy's fans and friends. R. Kelly kept his grassroots friends, people that he had worked for him. It wasn't celebrities. He didn't branch out and do things because his gift, for lack of better words, was singing. Where P. Diddy surrounded himself always with the best of the best, the actors who are the best actors, the elite. I don't even have to go into all the people that he's named. And there is a video on YouTube, and it's on every social media, where Diddy names off all these people. Okay. And at the time, which was prior to his arrest, I'm not sure that the world really knew what that was about, right? At the end of it, he says something to the effect of, all these people knew they had a responsibility to me to call me and take my calls back in around Easter, he claims, because and that was posted around that time, 6 months about before he got arrested. If I'm going down, y'all going down with me. Okay. What that is, and I've talked about this with R. Kelly. Okay. He is saying, listen, guys, none of y'all are calling me back. None of y'all are listening. None of y'all want to talk to me now. Well, guess what? I'm going down, and that's fine, but you're going to go down with me. And it's just so, it's fascinating to watch it, not know what it is, and then all of a sudden we can kind of put the pieces together. So originally, I would say to you, I wouldn't think that Diddy would snitch. The old saying, snitches end up in ditches, right? And it's not looked at as a cool thing. However, after speaking to a number of people in the game, for lack of better words, when you're a music mogul, right, and you, lack of better words, snitch, okay, it's not the same as when the gangsters were snitching, okay? Gangsters snitched, and that person ends up dead. That's how it works. But these are worlds of not gangsters with R. Kelly or with P. Diddy. These are a lot of them are sophisticated individuals. So if he flips, it's not like there's going to be a hit out on him. So it's just a very different world. And I would say that it is very possible when Diddy recognizes that they have as much information as they do, which he's not going to even know it all for quite some time. He may be trying to figure out, hey, I give you this info, what's that going to do for me? And I wouldn't be surprised if those types of negotiations occur and continue. Because Robert was, king of pop, or, he had such a influence on so many people in all ranges of ages. Okay. Every TV, was focused on this, every TV station, every radio station, it was really crazy. Social media, right?